Welcome to Thursday of Passion Week. It's a very busy day for Jesus as he spends much of the day teaching and giving instruction to his disciples. Matthew chapters 22, 23, 24, and 25 are filled with wonderful, wise teachings from Jesus. But what we remember of this day is what Jesus did, not what he said. A woman comes and spends a lot of money on expensive perfume to anoint his head. And the disciples are wondering, why is she spending so much money on this perfume when it can be spent on the poor? Jesus told them this is a funeral anointing because he's about to die. And Jesus goes straight from that to instituting the ceremonial bread and fruit of the vine that we use for communion, that we use every week to remember him by his instruction. And Jesus says to him after he has this communion with them in Matthew chapter 26, starting in verse 31. Jesus said to them, "You will all fall away because of me this night. For it is written, I will strike down the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I have been raised, I will go ahead of you to Galilee." But Peter said to him, "Even though all may fall away because of you, I will never fall away." Think about what's happening to Jesus. He's about to die for the sins of everybody. And those friends that are the closest to him are about to leave him. He knows this. And even knowing that his closest friends will leave him, and even Peter saying, "I will not leave you," he still is following through with giving his life for everybody. This is difficult. Even Peter, I believe he meant it, and he would eventually die for Christ, said, "I will not leave you, Jesus. You are everything to me." But we know before the rooster crowed, he denied Jesus 3 times. That must be very difficult to deny Jesus. Difficult for Peter to live with. Have you ever denied Jesus? Have you ever been committed to Jesus as, "You know what, I will speak for you when no one speaks for you. I will stand for you when someone needs help. I will be you, Jesus, for everybody." But perhaps there would be those peer pressure moments when other people are looking at us and we would say, "No, I don't know Jesus." Or even more so, we'll say nothing at all. And who accused Peter of knowing Jesus? Just a girl that was working there. And yet that was intimidation of him, gave him enough fear. When has been that moment that you have said, "Well, maybe I'm not a strong Christian," or "Maybe I'm not a Christian," and you think of yourself instead of Jesus? So this is very serious, and Jesus knew that not only would the disciples leave him, but he would know that all Christians would probably leave him multiple times in their life. I wonder if those are the thoughts going into his mind as he enters the Garden of Gethsemane, and he prays so hard for this cup to pass from him. He says, "Father, let this cup pass." Meaning, let this event go without me having to die on the cross. You know, it's hard enough to do something for someone when they are appreciated. It's much harder to do something for somebody when they're going to spit in your face, when they're going to call you a name. I tell you, if you do live for Jesus, you are going to be made fun of. You're going to be ridiculed. And it makes it very important for us to realize when we do things for others, we're not doing it for them. We're doing it for Jesus. And when we get ridiculed, when we are treated badly because of good that we do, wow, now we can understand something that Jesus went through. But if we only do good when people pat us on the back and tell us good job, then we've done it for ourselves. Think about that as we enter the most difficult day of Jesus' life tomorrow. Have a good day.